Hey, before we get into this video, y'all better hit that subscribe button. If y'all want to see more bangers, hit that subscribe button. Did you hit it?
Nope.
You ain't hit it yet. Alright, okay. You hit it? Alright. Let's get into the video. What's good, YouTube? It's your boy J-Ski, aka Trill, and we back it again with another video. Ow. Sorry, y'all. So I had messed my hand up, if y'all can see right there. I was trying to lift the bed up and tore the skin off my hand, but I'm fine. I'm okay. But it just hurt a little bit. But anyways, yo, so I was watching this video, right? And I was like gonna react to it, but then I was like, nah, I'm just gonna watch it because the Giants are about to play, and I wanted to see some more updates on the Giants and stuff. Let me fix my hair because it's all caught up in the headset. But yeah, I wanted to see some more stuff about them and see like what I missed and what I want to see before they play their first preseason game, like what's going on. So I come across this video, right? And like I said before, I saved it because I wanted to react to it. But then I was like, when I came to it today, I was like, no, I'm just watch it. So I was watching it. I got like probably like 2 minutes in. And I was like, bro, this dude right here is speaking the truth. And I'm not even saying it because I'm like delusional. Y'all gonna be like, bro, you're just this delusional Russ fan. I'm not a delusional Russ fan, bro. He's speaking the truth. Like everything that I've been saying, he's saying too. Like, and it's like, it's different if I'm the only one saying it, right? But another dude is saying the exact same thing. Like, it's, bro, like, obviously Russ is not his prime self, but to say that he's this horrible quarterback, like he had the system to be set up in the right, like he had the system, he had the weapons, he had everything set up for him. No, bro, like, and this video is gonna tell you why. I'm not even really gonna talk. I'm probably gonna stop here and there just to throw little pointers out what I was talking about, but I'm gonna let y'all understand why this video right here, I wanted y'all to listen to this video because this video is, he's speaking the truth. And in this video that we're going to be watching today, it says the Giants are going to shock the NFL this season, which I really do think they are. With Malik Neighbors and Russell Wilson as the quarterback wide receiver duo, bro, I'm telling y'all, Russell Wilson's not a wash. He's just hasn't been in the right system, and he hasn't had he hasn't had all the right weapons. He's almost had all the right weapons, but he hasn't had all the right weapons, and I think that he got what he needs now. I think this is what he needed. But yeah, the Giants are going to shock the NFL this season. The Giants are a dark horse playoff team. And I think that means that, like, obviously that they're going to make the playoffs, but they're going to sneak in. And people are like, whoa, the Giants made it? Like, because obviously nobody had the Giants making the playoffs. But anyways, let's get to the video.
You're thinking, the Giants and playoffs don't go in a sentence together. And yeah, you're right. They did just have the third overall pick in the draft after all. But if you think about it, every season there's that one team that comes out of nowhere and flips the script, becoming one of the best teams in football right after barely winning 5 games. I mean, think about it. Just the year before, that was the Washington Commanders. They went from having the number 2 overall pick and selecting Jaden Daniels to going all the way to the NFC Championship game and almost making it to the Super Bowl.
I'm telling you.
Now, I'm not saying the Giants are the Washington Commanders, but what I am saying is this Giants team is talented enough that with the addition of Russell Wilson and Abdul Carter, they're going to be able to make a playoff run this season. But I don't just think this for no reason. Think about it. The New York Giants haven't had good quarterback play for the last 10 years since Eli Manning had his last...
No, sir, they haven't. And the last good quarterback play they had, as you finna see, he's finna say Eli Manning. Because Daniel Jones wasn't good. Who's the other quarterback they had? They've had a lot. Drew Lock, Daniel Jones, that other dude, Tommy DeVito. Just had a lot. Damn.
Good season in 2016. They went through Eli Manning, Daniel Jones, Drew Lock, and a couple of other no-name QBs in these past few seasons. The other ones. But ultimately, the Giants have a superstar in their wide receiver room in Malik Neighbors, who's by far the best receiver Russell Wilson has ever played with in his career.
You see, I'm not going to say that just yet because it's been Malik Neighbors' first season. Now I'm going to see what his second season. I would have put him above everybody except DK. right now. I would put him except DK. If he can do more than what DK was doing, then I'll be quiet. But I want to eat my words because I really want Russell to like revive his career and be like, bro, I told y'all wasn't gone. Y'all was just tripping. Like, bro, now you just see it wasn't never me. And I already know how people are. They're gonna be like, Russell's this. I know he was never trash. I was just saying that because everybody else was saying it. Yeah, because y'all some followers. But what's it called? I'm telling you, they gonna be nice.
He's played with some talented guys. I want you to think about DK Metcalf, Doug Baldwin, Tyler Lockett, George Pickens.
Doug Baldwin was that guy. But they Lockett was nice too. They don't know about Lockett. Lockett was nice too. Jermaine Kearse was nice too. I ain't gonna lie. Russ played with some nice receivers for real. But I think his best is DK so far. I gotta see what him and Malik do, but I think his best is him and DK.
It's past
him and Lockett's a sleeper too.
Year, but ultimately none of these receivers are even close to the level that Malik Neighbors is, and this has been evident all throughout Giants training camp. Russell Wilson and Malik Neighbors look like they might be the best quarterback wide receiver duo in the entire NFL, as Russell Wilson still has that incredible moonball paired up with Malik Neighbors' incredible receiving skills. I don't think there's many teams in the NFL that are going to be able to keep this duo in check. Now, I know what some of you may be thinking. The only problem with that is Russell Wilson isn't a good quarterback either anymore. Now, it is true that Russell Wilson is no longer the same guy that he was in his prime, but to call Russell Wilson a bad quarterback just shows that you've been listening to the media's narratives for far too long. I want to rewind it to his first season in Denver. Yes, it was ugly, but you've got to think. He had one of the worst head coaches in NFL history, bad offensive line play, a terrible running game, and a mediocre receiving corps, along with constant injuries that plagued him throughout the entire season and a bad offensive system. Now, what about year 2 in Denver? It looked much better. It still wasn't perfect because the Broncos still couldn't run the ball, had a middle-of-the-pack offensive line, had those same offensive weapons, and Sean Payton, a coach who pretty much made it obvious that he hated Russell Wilson with a passion. But it got a lot better, so much so that Russell Wilson almost took the Broncos to the playoffs, which is crazy considering in year 2, that defense completely fell apart. This is why when Russell Wilson got cut by the Broncos, the Pittsburgh Steelers came running immediately. They got to get Russell Wilson, a top 15 quarterback in the NFL, on a vet min contract to lead them to the playoffs once again. And what happened in Pittsburgh? Well, the first half of the season for Russell Wilson made it seem like that bet paid off. He was definitely looking like a top 10 quarterback throughout that time, so much so that he ended up making the Pro Bowl in this season with the Pittsburgh Steelers. But the last half of the season, the Steelers fell apart. But this wasn't fully on Russell Wilson. The play calling by Arthur Smith was mediocre at best.
That's what I'm saying, bro. Like, that's what I'm saying. And that's where people, like, because people were like, Russell's back. And then as soon as the end of the season happened, bro, the play calling was not on Russ, bro. Like, the play calling was ass. Arthur Smith is ass at play calling, bro. He don't know what he's doing. When Russ was changing the plays, Arthur Smith didn't like that. They said that Arthur Smith got mad at Russ because Arthur Smith wanted to be the play caller, and Russ kept changing the plays at the line of scrimmage, and then they were scoring though, right? They were beating teams when he was doing it, but then you seen, if you go look back and later on in the season, he stopped doing that because they told him to stop doing it, and then they started losing because they started going with straight Arthur Smith plays. Like, come on, bro. Like, you don't know what you're doing, bro.
He got hurt down the stretch and came back as a complete diva. The running game was mediocre, averaging about 3 yards per carry. The offensive line play was very inconsistent because of Broderick Jones and Dan Moore falling off near the end of the season. And, oh yeah, that Pittsburgh Steelers defense that's always dominant completely fell apart down the stretch last season.
Yeah.
So much so that Lamar Jackson and the Ravens kind of had their way with them in the playoffs. And even if you look at the playoff game, Russell Wilson didn't play bad. He played good enough for them to win if the defense played a good game. But considering the offensive game plan sucked in the first quarter, where they punted multiple times on 4th and 1 or shorter, and ultimately the Ravens didn't get stopped but one time the entire game, there was no shot that Russell Wilson was going to be able to carry them for a deep run into the playoffs. But now He's in New York.
Mm-hmm.
And why do I think he's ultimately going to take New York further? As I mentioned earlier, Malik Neighbors. Let's see what Malik Neighbors had to say about his quarterback.
He's put the ball in some crazy spots that I thought would never get to me, but it made it there. Or just like I said, the moon ball is easy to catch. He drops it right in the bucket. He's able to put the ball in position that only his receiver can catch the ball. So it's been one of those great attributes of him as he's been playing in the league for so long.
But it's not just Malik Neighbors. The Giants also have Darius Slayton, Jalen Hyatt, and Wan'Dale Robinson, all of which are great at catching those deep balls that Russell Wilson's known for.
Mm-hmm.
Now, it's not perfect on the offensive side of the ball. The offensive line looks decent, but they don't have much depth. So if injuries start to pile up, the Giants may be screwed on the offensive end. And the running backs, Tyrone Tracy, Devin Singletary, and Cam Scatterbo are all mediocre at best. But Tyrone Tracy and Cam Scatterbo can make a decent duo if they both stay healthy all season long. But ultimately, it's not offense that wins games in the NFL. It's defense. And the Giants had one of the best defenses in the NFL last season. And that was before they added Javon Holland and Paulson Adebo on that back end as well. But the scariest part of their defense isn't the secondary. It's the D-line. In fact, the Giants actually have the best defensive line in the entire NFL. They have Kayvon Thibodeau, who was a number 5 overall pick in the draft just a few years back and has played decent over the past few seasons, but is set to have a year 3 breakout as he's been dominant in training camp. They have Brian Burns, who is one of the highest paid outside linebackers in the entire NFL because how great he's been at rushing the passer the past 5+ years of his career that started out in Carolina and is now in New York with the Giants. You also have Dexter Lawrence, who is without a doubt the best defensive tackle in football. He's so good that in 12 games last season, he was able to record 9 sacks.
Right, he just goes into debt with everything. That's why I like watching him. Like, he's not finna sugarcoat it, and he's not finna, just blame it all on one person. That's what people do. They blame it all on one person. Like, if the team loses, they just disqualify everybody else on the team. They just blame it on the quarterback. Like, bro, if you could have played better, we might have had a chance. Like, what about the special teams? Like, what about them niggas when they fumbled? Like, you don't ever think about that shit. You just think about the quarterback when he, didn't get a first down, but the special teams when they fumbled. Like, come on now.
From the interior D-line. And in the 2025 NFL Draft, the New York Giants added the best defensive player on the board, Abdul Carter from Penn State, with the number 3 overall pick. Abdul Carter has been absolutely dominant in training camp for the New York Giants, and it looks as though he may be in store for a 10+ sack season. And if he can live up to these expectations, it's without a doubt in my mind that the Giants are going to have a top 5 defense in the NFL for the 2025 season. And as I say, defense wins championships, which means it also wins football games. Meaning, even though the Giants have the hardest schedule in the NFL this season, with that defensive line, they're going to be able to make some noise in the stacked NFC East this season. So despite Vegas predicting the Giants to be one of the worst teams in the NFL this season, with their win total only being 5.5 wins, I ultimately think the Giants are going to win at least 10 games this season and make it into the 2025 NFL playoffs. But with that being said, they do have the hardest schedule in the NFL, so anything can happen. But don't be shocked when the Giants give your favorite team a run for their money. Hit that subscribe button down below if you enjoyed this video, and feel free to give me a like and let me know down below.
Thank you guys so much for watching this video with me. But I'm telling you, the Giants gonna be one of them surprise teams. Like he said in this video, I like the way he talked. He a smart man. He know how to think. He actually got a brain. He's not like everybody else. He actually has his own mind. He don't think like everybody else do. So I fuck with bro. But anyways, thank you guys so much for watching this video. Make sure to hit that like, comment, and don't forget to subscribe. And we outie. Peace.